Hi, this is Dan Letha, and I'm reporting to you from the parking lot of the Creation Museum. I've just finished my work day here on a Monday, and I thought I would give you a little update as to the development or the status of my video goal for the month of October. And if you've been following my goals, or my videos anyway, you will notice that I've not kept my streak alive. And, well, my schedule became full and something had to give, so we're going to try to get as many videos in the month of October as I can, but I wanted to make this video right now for a couple reasons. One is that I wanted to try out my microphone and my phone in making a live, or not a live recording, but a recording out and about, and so I thought this would be a good place to do it. And this is also a very interesting place to make a recording about my topic that I want to talk about, and that is inspiration. Where do you find yourself being creative? And one of the weird things, I don't know if it's got to be more than just me, is that I find behind the drawing board sometimes, or at my desk, one of the least creative places that there is, and it really helps to get up and get out and find somewhere where your brain can do its thing. And over the years I found different places that will spark my imagination and creativity, and the car is one of them. So when we go on trips, my wife will drive a lot because she knows my brain wakes up and I start writing and drawing and making notes on my voice recorder. It's a very, very productive time for me. And there's other places too. The shower is one of them, where my brain just comes alive and I think of all kinds of ideas and thoughts, and I solve all kinds of problems. But here at the office, one of the places that I have found works really well for me is out here in the parking lot. So sometimes I'll find myself just at a standstill with brain activity. And I just need to get up and get the blood moving. In this past year, I've been walking a lot more, and that has really, really helped just preventing staleness, I guess. And so walking throughout the day and standing up has been a very, very big help to me. But out here in the parking lot, I've concepted, that's the word that I say anyway, I've concepted lots of comic strips and cartoons and illustration ideas, and so some place that's boring, that I can be alone in, I find is very ideal for me. At home sometimes I'll walk in circles around our basement. We have a basement that I can walk around in, and I've done miles and miles, probably a few hundred miles by now, and I have my voice recorder and I just take down all kinds of ideas. I've got hours and hours and hours of ideas that I've taken down because I'm not being interrupted. There's nobody else around. Everything in the basement I've seen, so there's nothing new. There's nothing that's going to jump out at me and distract me. And I find myself just kind of free to think and free to come up with that next idea. So those places are very, very productive for me. Now I'm telling you this because maybe you're a parent and you have a child that you think they need to be in this context to do their thing, their creative thing. And it's not that children shouldn't follow our rules, but sometimes I think we pigeonhole activities in certain ways, and maybe there's a different place or a different context or some different thing that's something you hadn't thought about that they may function better in. And that can be a real key to finding out where their best productivity comes from. Maybe your child is resisting you when you say you should sit here or do this here. And maybe it's not so much out of a desire to disobey, but it could be they know that they work better in this context. Again, disobedience is a thing we have to be mindful of, and following the rules and authority and all of those things for sure. But we creative types tend to be a little odd, and so certain odd things seem to work for us. And so just be on the lookout for those certain odd little things that wouldn't seem to work in your mind as to why would anyone be creative in that context. Why would I come up with all these great ideas, or ideas that I like anyway, in my basement? That seems like the last place you'd want to go, but it works for me. And so I just throw that encouragement out there to look for that different thing. Challenge yourself as a parent to keep your eye open for that thing that works for your child. Maybe they haven't even noticed what it is yet, but it works for them. Those little things, those little hints, those little observations can actually be life-changing. And if you get a list of those things and find out how your mind works and how your brain works and where it relaxes and where it becomes active and productive, you can make things so much easier. I can sit at the desk fighting myself, trying to come up with an idea for hours and hours and hours and come up with nothing. And then I'll get up and walk around a little bit, or jump in the car, and all of a sudden, bam, there's that idea. I've been fighting to get this thing for hours. So you save yourself a lot of time and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears if you just go to the right place. So that's my encouragement to you. Find those places and things that work for you and for your child, and life will be so much easier. All right? And if you like my videos, please subscribe. Thanks.